I hear people say that you can't make money with a CNC plasma table anymore. Well, I'm going to show you how to make $1,000 a month minimum, very low cost, very low time investment, and very high payout. In the time that I took to make this video for you guys and edit it and put it on YouTube was about a day and a half. I posted an ad the way I'm going to tell you to, with the pictures I'm going to give you, using the exact files that I'm giving you for free. And in that day and a half, I made $625. That's a day and a half. It took me more time to paint them and let the paint dry than it did for me to actually make them. Here's a step-by-step way of how I did that. Follow it, and you will make that money too. You know, I have 18 hobby tables that I know of within 10 miles of me. That's not even to mention the professional shops that are around. And of those, there's 7 that I can think of right off the top of my head. There's probably more than that. You know, the people who think that you're going to buy a plasma CNC table and just, you know, the next day you're just going to start making millions of dollars, that's pretty unlikely. The best way to start is, like I did, start small. You're not going to get rich quick, but if you stick with it and be persistent, you'll definitely grow. I started with a 2 foot by 2 foot Langmar Crossfire. It was the first generation, no torch height control, in my garage, and I taught myself everything. There was no YouTube videos on how this stuff worked back then. And now I have a 4x8 table and a full-time metal fabrication shop, all in about the span of 2 years. I learned everything the absolute hardest way you could have probably learned ever. Hopefully I save you some time and some pain and give you the short cut to a successful business, and everybody has to start somewhere. Now, where everybody starts is with name monograms. It's certainly where I started. They are very low cost, very low time investment, and a very high payout. The trick is to start with one product, advertise it, steadily advertise it, and then add another product, and then add another product. It gets your name out there, it gets you known. It's not exactly a super slow process, but you're not going to be making $1 million by the end of the week. I can, however, guarantee that you will make $1,000 a month off of this product if you steadily advertise the way that I show you. Here's a step-by-step way of how I did that. Follow it, and you will make that money too. You know, smash that subscribe button. I'm going to put out videos, follow them step by step with products. I'm going to give you product photos for free, product descriptions, how to post them, and the files. Basically, all you're going to have to do is copy and paste and then go make the dang thing. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a link where you can go download the files, the photos, the product videos that I made, as well as a description to post on your ads. It's literally idiot proof. It's really all in how you present it and being steady about presenting it and delivering your product on time. You'll definitely be outselling your local competitors just the same as I do, and over time, you will get busy. I went from a hobby guy in my garage to a full-time metal fabrication business within 2 years, doing it the wrong way. I'm going to show you the right way and sideskip all of that bullshit that I went through. I got these files off of a free SVG website. I'm just going to reshare them with you. I've made several of these, took photos of them, took video of them, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that from start to finish. Let's get into it. I use a program called Inkscape. It's free on the internet. If you don't know what it is, I do have a video that will show you how to get it. Finish this all the way through. Go watch that video. Grab the free software. Come back and rewatch this and go through it again. So when you open up Inkscape, it's going to look something like this. You're going to go grab the downloads folder that has all of these monograms in it. I'll left a link for it below. Just go grab those, download them, remember where you saved them so that we can do this project. So I'm going to make a name monogram with Johnson on it. So I'm going to grab the J, I'm just going to pull it over into Inkscape. I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to go over here to the left and grab the text tool right here. Just click that. Bring your cursor onto the screen. Just click it anywhere. Cursor will open. Type out the name you want, all capital letters. Like this. Yours might not be green, doesn't matter. That's just the last color that I use in Inkscape, and it remembers that. So yeah, yours is probably black. Come back up here after you're done typing out your name. Click the selection tool, which is this one. Now you can grab it, hold your mouse button, and you can move this around. So we're just going to put it right there. We're going to manipulate it to the size that we want. So I like mine to be just a little bit smaller than the entire monogram there. So now one thing to note is you have to have this kind of overlapping this, and I'm just going to hit my plus button, and that's going to zoom it in, scroll my mouse a little bit to move it around. You see how this is overlapping a little bit? It needs to do that on the top and on the bottom. Grab this little arrow and just pull it down until it's overlapping a little bit on this. Now you can zoom in and zoom out using the plus and the minus keys. So now that we have that overlapping, we're going to click the name so that it's highlighted like this. Now right now it is a text. It needs to be a path. Now I'll explain all that later. You can tell what an object is down here in this. It's highlighted here, and it's going to tell you what it is right here. It says it's a text. You see that? If I click the monogram, it says it's a group of two objects because it's the bottom half and the top half. Now sometimes it'll say it's a path. Anyway, so we're going to grab the name, highlight it, the name only, go up here to path. We're going to select object to path. Now you see that changed to a path. Now since this is a group of two objects, we have to make this a path. So we're going to hold down Control, we're going to hold down Shift, and we're going to hit G twice. Now that changed these to a path. You see right here? So this piece is separate now, whereas before if you manipulated it, it would move the whole thing. So now that we have these where we want them, the name is overlapping them all. The name we've converted the text to a path. We're just going to select all of this. We're going to go back up here to path, and we're going to go union. Now that is a cuttable file. We can send that over to our path creating software and send it to our table. So we're going to make sure that this is the size that we want it. So when you open up Inkscape, it always defaults into millimeters, which is super annoying to me because I work in inches, not 175 million freaking millimeters. So we're going to go here and we're going to select inches. Now this tells me that it's 5.976 high right here. I'm going to cut this out at 12 inches. So we're going to select this lock button, which is the aspect ratio button. If this is not clicked and you try to resize this, you can do whatever you want to it. The lock ratio button clicked and you try to manipulate it, it's going to stay proportionately the same size. So since I want this 12 inches high, I'm going to highlight this on the H. This is the width. This is the height. We're going to highlight the height, and I'm going to put 12 in there and hit enter. Now that changed that to 12 inches high, and it kept it proportionately 12 inches wide. So I'm just going to hit the minus key to zoom out a little bit. That looks perfect. So I'm going to save this file. I'm just going to go up here to File. I'm going to go Save a Copy As, and we're just going to put Johnson Monogram. Now I save all my stuff in a folder called SheetCam because that's the software I use to create paths. So now when we close Inkscape, we're going to close without saving. That's going to keep our J monogram without the Johnson in it so that we can use it in the future. Okay, I'm going to assume you know how to use your cut software. I use SheetCam, so I threw the file in SheetCam, converted it to a cut file, and I emailed it over to my Langmar Systems XR table. Due to the fact that there's so many software out there and so many different kind of tables, I'm not going to go through that part. I'm just going to assume that you know how to turn that file into a cut file. Let's go over to my table and get this thing cut out. Well, we're over here at the Langmar Systems XR cutting a few out. I cut a few different ones out and painted them differently. I'm going to include all the photos and the video in the file download. I want you to use all my photos in the video in your ad, which I'll even write for you. So what we're going to do after we get it off the table, we are going to take a wire wheel and knock off all of the dross on the back. I use a braided wire wheel. I find that it takes off like 90% of it. After that, we're going to grab a soft pad. You're going to grind the front of it real shiny, and then you'll see at the end after it's shiny, you're going to put some big swirls in it like that. And that's going to give it some really nice contrast. People super like that. Now, it's just spray paint, but I call it a holographic coating. And, you know, I went to sales school for the last 3 years, and it really is all about how you word the ad. The paints that I use, you can get them on Amazon. They're called Metal Cast. They have blue. They have a copper color. I think they call it brown. There's a purple. There is a red and a yellow. Personally, I do not like the yellow. Then you can always use black. That's my favorite kind of paint, Krylon Fusion, 5 times coverage. I love that stuff. It's the best paint I've used. After you are done with your colors, you want to clear coat them, and that makes them so shiny it's crazy. So I'm going to paint this one blue. Get your little pizza box like I did. Throw it on top of there. Just give it a nice spray. Now, this is translucent paint, so the more you put on, the darker the color is going to get. Just put it on there till you like it. I usually put mine on pretty dark. They really pop in the sunlight, and people just freaking love them when you paint them like that. Now, I've done one of each color here. There's a blue one. There's a purple one. There's a silver one. Red. And then that brown. So the way I price these out is I post an ad for a 12-inch one, and I list the ad for $47. I list it for $47 instead of $50 because for some reason, psychologically, people like the number 47 more than they do 50. Now, I will make these 18-inch for $75 and $150 for a 24-inch. You know, it's actually very rare that somebody buys a 12-inch one. Most always everybody goes for an 18-inch or a 24-inch. On the holographic coating, which is what I call it, and I would suggest you call it that too, it just sounds better. And you know, that way your competition, if they don't know how to paint it that way, they're like, wow, how the hell is he doing that holographic? Like, wow, I don't even know how to do that. So anyway, so I use the holographic coating as an upsell. Now in my area, a can of that paint's about $14, and I don't know how many that I can paint with one can. I'm gonna guess probably 20 or more, but I charge $14 for an upsell. That way the first one pays for the can of paint, and everything beyond that is just frosting. Now, I have included all of my video and all of my photos that I have taken of what I have made. I encourage you to post my photos, post my video to your Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, TikTok, whatever your flavor is. I personally post mine in Facebook Marketplace. That's literally the only place that I generally post that kind of stuff. It's free, and from the time of starting making this video to today, it's been 3 days, and I have made $625, and I haven't tried to sell those in probably over a year. I just posted it as, you know, proof to myself that I'm not full of crap. So I don't know. I made $625 in the last 3 days. If you keep your posts up and keep them steady, just keep refreshing that post every 2 or 3 days. Post it in a bunch of places. I mean, you're going to make $500-$600 a month off of these, and they take you 30 minutes to make. I mean, from start to finish, I mean, it's about 30 minutes worth of work. Takes longer for the paint to dry than it does to make the darn thing. So if you keep posting your ads, you're going to make, you're going to make at least $500 a month off of these things. And then you get another product and another product and another product. And all those things, when you repost them, it adds up to more and more and more. You get more clientele. People know who you are. Then when they want a gift for their wife or their cousin or their nephew's sister, they're going to know who you are, and they're going to be like, hey, can you do this? Or, hey, can you do that? And over time, your business and your clientele will just, grow. Now, in the file download, I left a link below in the description. You're going to get the pictures. I'm going to even write the ad for you. So you can just copy and paste it or change it as you see fit. But just take the pictures, take the video, throw it up there on the wall, and it will stick. And you will be making money. If you like this video, or if you have any comments about making these or your experience with these, or even if you have a better product, leave it down in the comments. Like, I'm curious to how you started. These are the first things that I ever made, and I think it's probably the majority of the first thing almost anybody makes when they get a CNC table. Now, my first CNC table was a 2-foot by 2-foot Langmar Systems Crossfire. It was the first gen. I made my purchase on the first run when they very first advertised it. And I tell you the truth, I didn't even know it never even crossed my mind that you could make signs with the darn thing. I just thought it was neat and I wanted one, so I bought one. Anyway, throw these up. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to start making a few of these videos to help the guys that are struggling. Just copy and paste it, because I really had a hard time getting off the ground. I mean, I didn't really seriously put all that much time into it in the beginning, but I'll bet I really didn't take off for the first 2 years. But I had no guidance. I mean, I'm YouTube certified on literally everything. It probably took me 3 or 4 months to even cut out my first part. There wasn't even YouTube videos on how to run the machine back then. Like, it sucked. It sucked for me. And if I can take some of that frustration and pain away from you guys and help you along, I would love that. So, smash the like button, subscribe if you like this sort of content. I'll throw out a bunch more products over time, and just take my pictures, take the files, post them on your Facebook or your social media groups, and just start making some money. Something else I would suggest is call your friends and family. Take some of the pictures, text them to your friends and family, be like, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to make some of these and I'm going to charge this. Would you be interested in maybe buying one of these? And I guarantee you, you will sell at least probably 10 of those to your friends and family. 1, they're going to want to support you. 2, they're going to think it's neat. 3, it came from somebody that they know. And then that person's going to tell someone else, and then those people are going to tell other people, and it's a snowball effect. Over time, you will grow. I went from my little 10-foot by 10-foot garage, when I really buttoned down and actually tried to make a business out of this. Within 2 years, I bought a Langmar Systems XR table. I'm now in a 5,000 square foot shop, and I make all kinds of crazy stuff. In fact, I make truck flatbeds, which I actually quite enjoy making, and they're very lucrative. In fact, I'm going to post some videos on, making those, and probably sell the files and some video tutorials about how to put them together. I mean, I make $3,000-$4,000 a bed, and I can make one in a day. I mean, I can make one from nothing in 10 hours. So anyway, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys build. Let me know what your biggest sellers are. Let me know what your worst sellers are. Anyway, thanks for dropping by. Don't sell your table. Let's get you guys in business. Honestly, anybody who says that the market is saturated and they can't sell anything, the bottom line is they don't know what to sell and they don't know how to sell it. That's it. Because I am busy. And in my area that I know of, there's at least 20 tables within 10 miles of me. I know for a fact there's at least 20. And I'm busy. So you can be too. Thanks for dropping by. I hope this video was helpful. We'll see you in the future.